Pritchard, 22 points. Celtics get the win 113-95 against the Sacramento Kings. And Pritchard getting it done there. Before that, it was the Jason Tatum show. He had 26 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. And, of course, the story coming out of this one is Tatum leaving the game with about 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Made the three against Domantas Sabonis. He was called for the flagrant one, sliding under Tatum's left ankle. So he leaves the game with a left ankle injury. Did come back. He shot the free throws, but then went back to the locker room. We did not see him after that. Scal, your thoughts on the play?
I mean, that's been happening a lot to Jason Tatum. I mean, he shoots off the dribble. He goes to the step back. You got to get back into his airspace. And this could be a dangerous bench in street clothes during the playoffs.
And you're talking about one of the most durable players in the NBA as well. So it takes a lot for him to even get it. The last time that we saw him get hurt would have been Game 7 against Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was his left ankle as well early in that game.
Yeah.
But he's just as durable as he is. You never see this.
Yeah, so for the league, you guys know the dude lifts weights like every single day. He puts the time into his body and he works. And the whole point of that is to stay healthy and be out there and to play. And Jason Tatum's on a back-to-back. So you got to protect the guy that does everything he's supposed to do to stay out on the court. And to be honest with you, and I'm talking about you guys in the NBA, you guys have not done that. The guy, people slide under his feet all the time, and you make that rule up. You don't want players missing. I get it. You don't want to take the time to go to the monitor. Just call the foul. Call the flagrant foul. That's a flagrant foul. The guy, and then that will stop players from doing it. And, you know, like it's getting down to stretch. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. We especially don't want to see star players get hurt.
And obviously, we'll give you any updates as we get them. Joe Mazzulla will be meeting with the media coming up in just a few minutes, so we'll get you all that and any information as far as the Tatum ankle injury goes. But he was ruled doubtful at some point with a left ankle injury, and so it was unlikely to return at that point. Celtics also with that double-digit lead. Part of it was because of how much of an impact he had on the game before the injury actually happened.
He was insane today. And I mean, just the way that he was moving the ball, getting downhill, the reads off the pick and roll, the different things he does. Like, look, you'll see the complete game. Attacking, that's a one-hand pass with the left hand. Shout out to Matt Reynolds for working on that. The pull-up, I like this, you know, getting downhill. The guy did everything today, and he was aggressive today. And he let the game come to him. And it's just unfortunate that he had to go out on a play like that.
You also had the return of Jaylen Brown tonight for the Celtics. He missed, 3 games with the knee injury. Jaylen Brown comes back, 9 points in a little more than 25 minutes, just under 26 minutes for Jaylen Brown. Did not play in the fourth quarter. I don't know if there was a minutes restriction. Again, we'll find out more.
So he played 25 and a half.
Yep.
And then, right, you would think, in my opinion, right around 6 minutes, so he'll finish out at 30, 31. But the Celtics were on a run, and they got up by 17 right at that moment. So I'm sure Joe Mazzulla looked down at him and said, what do you think? And I think they pretty much were saying, like, you know what, just shut it down. You played 25 minutes, got a big game against Phoenix, got to continue to win these road games, so you don't have to go back in. It looks like these guys got it in hand.
And those guys that had it in hand, you can start with Peyton Pritchard once again. I mean, night in, night out, it's
Pacific P all day.
Pacific P, yes.
Yeah, when he's on that West Coast, he's a different guy. And he was so disappointed the way that he played in Portland, getting those early fouls. But, man, he backed.
Nice buckets close to the rim, too, early in the game, something you asked from him earlier in the season.
His finishing has improved a ton. He can finish off 1, he can finish off 2. Here's an example. Oh, no, it's going to be, yeah. There's an example of just kind of finishing fast, finishing slow, wrong foot. So he's really improved his rim game. And I was on the bus talking to him about it, and he was like, yeah, I don't really go to the rim that much. But, if you want to be an elite player, you got to have the balance. And he's had great balance this year, right around I think 20 games in. But tonight, another good night of Pritchard getting downhill. Everyone worried about the shooting on the Celtics. And he dropped some dimes as well on the drive.
All right, you also had Baylor Scheierman, who had a big night for the Celtics, 9 points. As his role continues to expand for this team. He's standing by with Abby back in Sacramento.
Baylor, that's 6 straight wins for you guys. How were you able to get some separation here in the fourth quarter?
We were able to string some stops together, and then obviously I think our offense in the fourth quarter was really good. Just finding the open guy, trying to draw 2 guys, and then just making the right play.
For you personally, 26
always feel very confident in my abilities to impact the game in whatever way necessary. And, you know, the coaches and my teammates have a lot of trust in me. And, you know, it's obviously a lot of fun to be out there in crunch time.
Do you feel like it's starting to slow down at all?
Yeah, you know, I think obviously the more time you're out there, the more comfortable you become. And obviously I have my teammates and coaches, you know, feeding me a lot of great energy.
Obviously, no one wants to see Jason hurt. What did you guys say amongst yourselves, and how badly did you want to rally for him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted to rally for him. You know, he's our guy, and, you know, we think he's going to be okay. But, you know, we want to get the W, especially, you know, he was playing really well before he had to go out. So we definitely want to get the win.
You did just that, Baylor. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, so the Celtics split their season series with Sacramento, getting revenge on the road tonight with the 18-point win over the Kings. They actually held Sacramento just 17 points in that fourth quarter. All right, let's head back out to Sacramento. We got Drew Carter, Eddie House. We're on the call of the game tonight, and we saw a lot of guys stepping up here in the fourth quarter for the Celtics after Jason Tatum goes down with 3.5 minutes left in that third quarter. Your thoughts?
Yeah, stepping up, Giles. That's exactly what they did. I mean, you know, Baylor Shireman gets the interview with Abby Chin after the game for a reason. I mean, that's how you know you've made it. And watching this guy's progression, I know you check the box score, he's not going to be the first thing that catches your eye. But I think if you watch this game, that might be the biggest takeaway, aside from hopefully Tatum being okay, is that Baylor Shireman is like a legit NBA player right now.
Think about what that lineup was that made the run to separate in that fourth quarter once Tatum went down. It was Baylor Shireman, Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett, Porzingis, and who was the other one?
White, maybe?
Derek White, exactly. And they were the guys that made that push. They made that run. They were getting after it. And I thought Baylor Shireman set the tone by playing as hard as he was, you know what I mean, and as playing as hard as he can. And that's how you earn minutes on a basketball team, is you got to go out there and play hard, number one, and that's not something somebody should ask for. And then, like I said on the broadcast, the basketball gods reward you for doing those things.
And if you think about, you know, what we've seen with Tatum hitting the bench at different times this season, think about last night. I mean, he's a plus 21 in the first half, and the Celtics without him are a -8. And he finishes as a big-time plus for the game. And there are times where, and I know Jaylen Brown was out yesterday, but there are times where when Tatum goes to the bench, the team does struggle a little bit offensively, which is how it is with your best player. He leaves late in the third quarter, and it's those other guys who pull away. So what was the difference, you think, Eddie, with why the Celtics were able to create offense even without him?
I thought they were in attack mode. You know, everybody out there, you know, Baylor Shireman was starving. You know how Peyton Pritchard plays every game. And then Luke Cornett was extremely aggressive on the glass and doing all the right things. D. White started getting aggressive. And you got to think about this. Our two best players didn't play damn near the whole fourth quarter. Yeah. And we was able to separate the team. So this shows the depth of this team. It shows how good we can be. And again, we made 28. We had 28 assists. So I believe that's 35 and 4 when we have 25 or more assists. So that's the key, the recipe to success.
Road trips are really fun when the Celtics win every game, and so far so good on this one. 3 down, 3 to go. Giles, we will talk to you from Phoenix.
Yeah, the home game for Eddie coming up in Phoenix on Wednesday.
You feel me?
Yeah, I can, actually. All right, fellas, thanks so much. Appreciate it. So the Celtics get to win 113-95.